Got Wake Forest in the white with the pink trim and Florida State in the all pink. We are underway here in Tallahassee. Glad to have you with us on this Sunday evening on the ACC Network.
You know, the first 10 seconds are where the Seminoles want to score right away.
Inside, they get their first two of the day for Michaela Timpson. For three at the other end for Wake Forest, no good. Elise Williams battling for it. Latson from deep this time, got it! Megan Jebbia, the head coach, they want to get it to the final third of every shot clock and slow things down.
You know, and talking to Coach Jebbia, they can't keep up with this 90, 80, 100 points for Florida State.
Elise Williams trying to guide her way in the lane. Nice dish and fine for Demeara Hinds. Sorby lines it up from three, no good. Freshman from Norway has been a bright spot for Wake Forest. Gordon from the free throw line has it. Bowles in the lane, Bowles up strong and the foul.
Taking it downhill. Anytime the Seminoles get the ball, it is attack mode first.
Kick back out in the corner. Bonner back. Bowles three, got it. The early hot hand belongs to Sydney Bowles.
And that's her bread and butter, is those three-point shots.
This is exactly what Wake Forest doesn't want to get into here. Quick, all that's to say, she could do a lot of climbing on the all-time scoring list today, Timpson. There she is, Timpson goes up, and now she's in the top 10. Turnovers so far on the Wake Forest side, nothing yet for Florida State. Villegas pulls up from three and drains it. She can heat up at any moment. This season, she's second to Latson in three-point field goal percentage for Florida State. Pull up mid-range, no good. Follow from Andrews, and she finally ends the run. It was a 13-0 run for Florida State. Seeing the differences between these two teams, it's rare to see Florida State have the shot clock get below 20. On the other side, it's rare to see anything this early from Wake Forest, but it works this time for Colson's side. Too fast for her liking. Now slowing it down, Williams. Williams off glass, gets it. Mo all season, 6 games over 100 points. That's a program record. Leading scorer in terms of a team, leading scorer in terms of the player, and another 2 for that player as she shrugs up the court tonight, Latson. Here's Sorby, under a minute to go in this first quarter. That's gone by in the blink of an eye. That 3 will help things for Wake Forest.
The last couple of games for Wake Forest has hit those long-range jumpers. Sorby getting her head down and kicking it out for that 3.
Villegas all in one motion takes the 3 as she catches and releases. 5 to shoot. Latson drives. Latson gets it to go. It is all Florida State in this first quarter, and they lead it by 14 going into the break. 27-13 lead for Florida State. Dominant first quarter. Could be pushing 50 in this first half, something they've done a few times this season. Latson, Villegas already hit 2, why not a third?
You see that little line drive, but it's got that backspin. Here in this game, holding Wake Forest so far, limiting shots and all the way out in the passing lanes.
Williams down to Hinds. Hinds up strong. That's something Coach Jebbia wants to see. Sorby over to Reagan Conley, back inside. Hinds got it last possession and this one. Keep feeding her. Sorby driving in traffic to the corner. She kicks it. 2 to shoot. Durkoff drives, has it swatted away. Back down low. Reagan Conley trying to back in. Turkoff up top. That's her game. That's the spot that she wants it in.
But when you can light it up from the outside, you're always in the game. Turkoff for 3.
Turkoff, 25 last game against a ranked NC State team. Driving force in their historic fourth quarter. That 3 will help the momentum, and a timeout from Florida State.
Has the Demon Deacons back within 5.
Gordon, another gift on this possession, and finally they get it to count. Had a couple of opportunities there with the rebounds and the turnover under the basket. Back to Florida State.
Look at this little shake and bake over her head with.
Gordon averages almost 16 a game under the radar because of Latson and Timpson. Here is Timpson, and gets a friendly roll. She's now 9th on the all-time scoring list for Florida State. 10 to shoot. Elise Williams backing in. 6 to shoot. Throws it inside, fading away, off target. Pushing it again. Bonner up top, Gordon. Gordon lets it fly and drains it. Turkov driving the lane, swatted down by Timpson. Turkov gets it back. 5 to shoot. Up top for 3. No good.
This is just kind of a stuff down, volleyball stuff right there.
And Timpson another board. Driving Gordon. This whole run has basically been the OMG show. 10 scoring. She has the program's double-double record. She's the leading double-double getter right now in the ACC. She's made a pretty good case here, the senior from Edison, Georgia.
Well, we could have went on and on about Timpson right there, but you know what I loved about her the most is how that she's bumped up every statistical category for herself. We're gonna see her here, Bulls. That three-point line, she got back into the starting lineup, and it's really made a difference in the impact for Florida State.
Elise Williams, a much-needed bucket to stop a 14-0 run. Bulls a big pickup, transfer portal. Latson gets it to fall. She's quietly got 9. We really haven't said her name much, but 9 points. Latson will head to the line and look to complete the three-point play. She's got 11 on the day. The lead 21 now for Florida State.
Fast baseline out of bounds. She turns and spins.
This first half, I guess it's par for the course for Florida State. It has gone by in the blink of an eye. Final minute of this first half now. Nice play underneath. It's Hinds really keeping Wake Forest within touching distance. We'll have one more possession at least here in this first half to try and get over 50 again. Williams, no good. Hinds the board up strong. Really strong half for Demeara Hinds, who's now in double figures. Latson has a dozen of her own. Latson sneaks it through for Treadwell, and Avery Treadwell gets her first bucket of the day. It is 51-31, all Florida State at halftime. They were humming along in that first half, and Latson tries to pick up where she left off. Williams gets the miss, back out to Bowles, and gets it to Vol. They have a 3 counter in the stands here, and they've taped up 8 of those number 3s up on the railing. I don't think their work is done yet today, the fans. Gordon coast to coast lays it in. Time will tell. She's eligible to leave early if she would like to. Expectation would be she'd be a first-round pick if she leaves, though there's another school of thought as you look way ahead to 2026 mock drafts. Latson on the deck here, trying to wrestle it back. Williams comes away. Turkov fakes, drops the dime underneath. Another extra pass here, and Hinds knocks it down. 14 points, 8 boards for Hinds in this one. Also on double-double watch the other way now for Timpson. Has Bowles just continues to knock things down.
Check this out. Bowles just measures that up. That's off the dribble ahead of time. It's shoot-around for Florida State. They say she's an X factor of how she plays the game because she can really space out the floor with those long 3s.
Back inside for Elise Williams. Latson for Timpson. Timpson just pulls up on the mismatch and drains it. For this Florida State team, there you see all the seeds of the 9 teams for Charlie Cream in the ACC. Florida State has a bevy of opportunities coming up to prove they should be on the 4, the 5, or the 6 maybe.
And a couple of opportunities, like you mentioned there, but at home. NC State coming up at home, Louisville at home. So, and they're playing their best basketball. And we're seeing it here today, how well they play as a team and share the ball.
Leading scoring team in the nation with the nation's leading scorer in Latson, but it almost just feels that way, that they haven't hit that higher gear until now, and now the schedule is in front of them to have shots keep dropping like that for OMG.
What really made a difference in this game has been the defensive end, how they played as a team. But not on that play, nice backdoor by Wake Forest.
Turkov gets it to fall. It was briefly a 30-point lead, the largest of the day.
So been in the gym and always has elevated her play. So, you know, bouncing back from maybe an off game, she just got to shoot. That's the key.
Andrews knocks it down, and which is playing into their hands offensively, which is that fast transitional game. So the defense to help the offense by creating more possessions, because you want the ball in the hands of players like this. Timpson and Latson connecting again.
It's all about this SOS, and you'll see it here where people drive into the lane. There'll be 2 people helping on a ball screen.
That was the other big checkpoint there for Timpson. They're not going to show any signs of letting up. They're not going to give in. Team that is, again, just building towards something more in the future, laying the foundation here for Coach Jebiep. Turkov, 2 more. We talked about it earlier during that game against NC State. Nobody really realized how close they'd come until Coach Gebbia looked up and they were down by just 5. So they'll just slowly chip away, but Latson just continues to have that counterpunch.
Right there, defense by Timpson. She's always ready to be in help, and that's how she's gotten more blocks this year than last year.
Latson, she was fouled underneath, glancing over at the referee. Double teamed Williams, just gave it away to Timpson. Gordon running. 3 for Bowles. She's been hot today and stays hot. Sydney Bowles. 5 games, averaging almost 12 points per game.
And an X factor here for the Seminoles. One of the rare few turnovers by Florida State so far.
Unmarked at the other end for an easy lay-in by Reagan Conley.
You know, bracketology and how Florida State's on the upward trend. And that's because we know about Latson, we know about Timpson, but there are so many players available for scoring for the Seminoles. As a point guard, being able to read that space and knowing if you can attack, you need to stop and pop. Love her game.
Latson showing the drive here, and she'll head to the line looking for a 3-point play. But a nearly complete player already.
Yeah, and you see it right here. You know, I mentioned it.
Shooting almost 50% from the floor on the season, 46 from beyond the arc, 81 from the free throw line. She puts it up, it's usually going down.
Yeah.
Almost said Chapel Bill now. The whole Bill Belichick thing is just ingrained in my memory now.
That's right. All the memes.
Been seeing that everywhere this week.
It'll be fun to watch here in the ACC.
9 out of 10 games in ACC play where she scored 20 or more, just dominant. The nation's leading scorer fading away. It's good for Reagan Conley. They quietly have 3 players of their own in double figures, Conley, Williams, and Hinds. Valenzuela lets it fly and connects. That 4th player can be anybody. Some days it's Villegas, who also hit her first 3 threes today. Villegas, after that, went quiet, only took 1 more shot, but nailed the first 3, don't forget. Only single-digit scoring performance, she dropped 8. She plays that whole game, I think she's probably up around 27. So if you take out that outlier, as here she goes again, last it 2 more. Leads the nation. Still a dozen away. Kicked out to Villegas. That quick release, no good. Hit her first 3, has missed her last 2. Conley, bounce pass, Andrews up, and Andrews good. With Ann O'Neill, I'm Joe Malfa. Happy to have had you with us all evening long on the ACC Network. Final 3 minutes here in Tallahassee. Florida State really now just playing against themselves to see if they can get to 100 points again, as they did last game against Boston College. There's 3 more.
In playing time, everyone over 7 or 8 minutes, and they still play that continuous pace. All about pace, all about attacking.
Turkoff off glass and in. Andrews drops it back and buried from 3 by Madison Jordan. It finishes with that game at Georgia Tech for Wake Forest, sort of the mirror image they're striving for to test their mettle.
Yep, and Georgia Tech ranked 20th right now. Just really got their program where they want to be in the ACC, and that's what Coach Gebbia wants.
To be one, just have to hit another 3 where they've been hot from 3 today. 13 of 27, shooting almost 50% from 3. A chance at an and 1 here for Sorby.
Well, the Seminoles really showed what they're all about here. They're all about offense, but they're also all about that SOS defense when you play defense on a string. But wow, so impressed with how they shared the ball. 3 players with over 20 points.